Yo, what's up guys? It is your boy TylaDubya, and today I'm here to teach all of you the fart bass.
Oh, I'm here. TylaDubya Beatbox channel.
Now before we start this video, I do want to let you guys know that the video is going to be split up into sections, which you'll be able to see in the timeline here or in the timestamps in the description. That way it's easier if you guys want to jump to any specific portion of the video. Now this sound popped up a few years back and was quickly made popular by beatboxers such as Alexinho and Hiss. Now I'm not going to lie, the sound actually took me a little bit of time to figure out, but once we got stuck in here during quarantine, I dedicated more time to it and finally got it. Now after hearing other beatboxers use this sound and having time to experiment with it myself, I've actually noticed that it's a pretty powerful sound. Although it's not as powerful as the lip roll, but it's still nice. And I think the only other thing that you guys need to know about the fart bass is that you can add vocals behind it or bass to give it a little bit of variation. And along with that, it really doesn't require that much air to do it. To demonstrate, here's a sped up version of a video of mine that went viral on TikTok.
Long time.
I think that ended up being like 48 seconds, so let me know down in the comments below how long you can do the fart bass for. And along with that, while you're down there, go ahead and let me know which beatboxer you feel does this sound the best. And with all that information out of the way, it is time to get on to the 3 steps that you guys are gonna need to do to learn this sound. And that first step is gonna be to bring your bottom lip up to cover your top teeth. I'm gonna try to show this in a couple different ways. I'm not sure if any of those adequately showed it well enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate a little more. So when I bring my bottom lip up over my top front teeth, I make sure that the bottom lip is going to be completely covering the tooth so that the top portion of my bottom lip is going to be right up against the gums. So exaggerated, that looks like. And after you bring your bottom lip up over your top front teeth, you gotta make sure that it is really tight. So to do this, what you're gonna wanna do is pull the corners of your mouth in, out, and down. To demonstrate. And by tightening both corners of your mouth, what you're gonna be doing is actually dragging your bottom lip tight against your top front teeth, which is crucial because you do not want that bottom lip to flap, move, or do anything at all. All of the vibrations for the sound are actually gonna be done by your top lip. And now that you guys got that, let's go ahead and move on to the next step. That second step is going to be to bring your top lip over your bottom lip. If you got step 1 correctly, this step is actually gonna be really easy because your mouth is already gonna be in the position it needs to be, and all you gotta do is make sure your top lip is over your bottom lip. So after step 1, your bottom lip should look like. And then at that point, just make sure your top lip is over your bottom lip like this. And the main thing here is to make sure that after doing this, your bottom lip remains tight against your top front teeth. If your bottom lip is tight against your top front teeth and your top lip is over your bottom lip and it looks like this, then it's time to move on to the third and final step. And that third and final step is just gonna be to push out air. Now the air will need to come from your lungs, however, you are able to use as little or as much as you like. And that will determine how powerful your fart bass will be. So if I take the mouth positioning learned to step 1 and 2 and then push out air, it should sound like this. When trying it for the first time though, it might sound a little bit like this. Which resembles more of a fart. I know the thing that I struggled with most when I was learning the sound was trying to make sure that the upper lip was loose enough to create the vibration while keeping that bottom lip still tight against your teeth. And it honestly just took a lot of experimenting to find the proper vibration to create the sound. Something to note is that when you're pushing out the air, it's going to be flowing from the corners of your mouth and it's going to be going against that top upper lip and forcing its way out through the front. So to try to show this, and that's how that vibration is getting created, is because the air is coming from the corners of your mouth, flowing out through the top upper lip, which you should be leaving just loose enough to vibrate, and then it will create the fart bass. So to drive it home one more time, keep that bottom lip tight and the upper lip loose enough so it can create a vibration, because you don't need this lip vibrating, you want this lip vibrating against this lip. Does that make sense? One more thing real quick about airflow. If you want to stutter the fart bass like this, you can do a couple different things. You can either do a hi-hat or a T behind your fart bass. Or more simply, you can just do a small burst of air. Or you can even do TKs behind your fart bass. And I'm sure there's more you can do, but that should give you an idea of how you can then stutter your fart bass. And one final thing with airflow, I'm gonna demonstrate the difference between using a little amount of air and a lot. Probably about it. And that's it for the 3 steps to learning a sound. If you guys don't have it yet, walk back through the steps. But what we're gonna do now is move on to some practice beats to help you all perfect it. And for these practice beats, you guys are gonna need a metronome. So if you don't have one, go ahead and download one on your phone, go buy a physical one, do whatever you like. But no matter what, you need one for these beats. For the video's sake though, I will have a metronome playing with the beat, but when you practice by yourself, it's gonna be beneficial to have one. Now for the first one, we're gonna start off easy at 121 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that one was a little bit easy, but we're gonna go ahead and crank those metronomes up to 140 BPM and increase the difficulty just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so that was a little bit harder. If you didn't get it, don't worry, don't be discouraged. Just keep practicing and you will eventually get it. Also, keep in mind, these beats are here to give you an idea of how to use the fart bass in a beat, so you can use it however you like. Alright, so for the third and final practice beat, we're gonna go ahead and crank up the difficulty and the metronome up to 160 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that wraps it up for the practice beats. At this point, I hope you guys have both learned and perfected the sound, but if you haven't perfected it yet, I hope you now at least have an idea of how to use it in a beat. And if you're having any issues learning the sound, make sure you walk back through the 3 steps that I provided earlier on, and if you want to perfect it, make sure you walk back through the beats to give you an idea of how to do it. Though the actual perfection will come when you guys start utilizing it within your freestyles and just doing it randomly and just learning how to incorporate it more. But yeah, so if you guys have enjoyed the video or learned something from it, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And make sure you comment down below which beatboxer you feel does the fart bass the best and how long you can do the fart bass for. My record is 48 seconds. Can you beat it? And that wraps it up for today's video. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend it here with me and to learn the sound, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.